But yeah, again, it's another one that just looks like it could be a real grind out for both, because Humphries didn't look comfortable in his first win. He hadn't had a win on the stage for a little while, whereas Nathan just had that bit between his teeth and edged out MVG.
Yeah, it did indeed. Aspinall has made a couple of finals, weeks 3 and 5. Humphries' last final, he was in the first two, he won the first one, runner-up in the second one. Can he get to another weekly final? Let's find out. John McDonald is on stage, RMC.
City of Newcastle! The WATCHALONG Premier League, and this is our second Newcastle semi-final. Time to welcome back the Players. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the UK Open and US Darts Masters, a newly crowned Euro Tour event winner, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the World Match Play. Time to welcome back the Asp, Nathan.
Some week for Nathan Aspinall, winner of the European Tour. He won that last leg shootout with Michael Van Gerwen, coming back from 4-2 down to take the victory. Can he make it through to a third final of the Premier League 2025? He is very much on the periphery of the playoff race, but a weekly win here would lift him right into the mix. And the crowd, I think, having lost Chris Dobey early on, I think they've latched on to Nathan here, and he's certainly the fans' favourite up in Newcastle.
Yeah, the crowd really getting involved with the song. Nathan Aspinall is always conducting them. The music may have finished, but that crowd is not going to stop singing the song till they get to the end.
Yeah, and they did sing it to the end as well. Nathan Aspinall is on the stage, waiting to play him. Is the big Leeds United fan, Luke Humphries.
The reigning World Match Play champion, the reigning World Cup champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the newly crowned Winmore World Master. It's time to meet the former champion of the world.
Luke Humphries makes his way up onto the stage. Pretty routine 6-3 win over Chris Dobey, never really looked in too much bother. Two great walk-on songs for this semi-final tonight, the pyrotechnics going off. The Premier League of Darts will reach the midway point tonight. Action to come in Berlin next week, that should be a cracker. Then Manchester and Rotterdam quickly on the back of it, the European leg of the event really kicking in. It's exciting time. Yes, it's a lot of travelling, but it is good to see the fans overseas getting to enjoy the Premier League as well.
Oh yeah, and they really make the most of it. I mean, I was in Rotterdam a couple of years ago, and as a venue and an experience goes, it's one that I would implore anyone that can get over there to go and have a look out, because the venue is unbelievably big. I think only the O2 will surpass that, and there's only 4 players that are going to make it there.
Yeah, well, the crowd are really enjoying themselves here on the walk-ons, and why shouldn't they as well? But it's Littler who waits in the final tonight. Wins for him over Stephen Bunting, average just a fraction under 110. And then he saw Rob Cross with a 6-3 victory. It's been some week for Nathan. Can he keep it going here? Reach the final, of course. He lost in the final to Luke Littler in Brighton in week 5. And I'll maybe put that one right and get the victory here in Newcastle.
Yeah, absolutely. Aspinall was a runner-up here last year in the Premier League at Newcastle. How much he'd love to go one better, but obviously got to get past Luke Humphries. But you mentioned the European win, and that did include a very, very impressive looking 6-1 win over Luke Humphries, 106 average.
Yeah, it was clinical stuff, wasn't it, from the Asp. These two have had a couple of high-scoring meetings of late. Maybe a style that suits both players, I don't know, but they seem to get on with each other really well. And Luke Humphries is getting some Leeds United stick-up on stage, which he's got to come accustomed to now wherever he goes. Certainly in a footballing city, he's going to get it. And Newcastle, we know that is a footballing city.
Yeah, absolutely. He's taking it all in his stride. I think both players are... Both players just all smiles up there at the moment, but the action is now started, and it's a great start from Nathan Aspinall. It's the perfect start from Aspinall. Kicks us off with a max and a fist bump between the two.
Yeah, styles make fights, and I think these two are happy just to stand there and trade early on here. Nice response from Humphries, 1-3-4, so a good start scoring-wise. We saw in the very first leg of the night, Luke Littler went 6 darts into a perfect leg. Mentioned earlier on the players, the likes of Luke Littler, Luke Humphries and Rob Cross, who all picked up their £30,000 gold darts tonight. It's not a bad incentive, is it?
No, Mason and I were saying that, 9 darters, where they are becoming more frequent, you don't normally have that carrot of a prize at the end, let alone a £30,000 prize.
Yeah, nice. Who will end up keeping hold of them, and who will maybe sell them on. Who knows, maybe a gift to a sponsor or a loved one, who knows. Aspinall 210. Humphries is down to a non-finish on 187, so a level start here. Opening leg, race to 6, winner takes on Littler. Here comes the Asp again. Went for the ball to leave tops, but hits the outer ball to leave 65.
79 and another treble 20 there for Humphries, 139, so 48 for Humphries, plays 65 for Aspinall, but it's Aspinall with the darts here.
Yep. 65 then out. Oh, he's hit the ball this time right in the middle. Couldn't have placed it any better, but for him, that's not a good dart. Means he's got to burn one. It'll be single 7 to leave double 4. Doesn't take it, so Humphries gets a chance to steal in the opening leg.
One dart come and gone early for Aspinall, and it's just inside the double 16 for Humphries, double 8, and he goes inside, and yeah, the reaction tells you it was very close, but it wasn't close enough. Aspinall back on the hockey.
Yeah, certainly is. 2 2s he needs. Oh, is that a bit of a blocker? Just moves along the hockey to his right. Ooh, now he has got a problem. There's the room in the middle. That is a brilliant dart. It might only have been to hit double 2, but it wins him the leg, and he didn't have an awful lot to aim at there. That was a really well executed throw.
Yeah, absolutely. Humphries now throws first and kicks us off with a ton. But that grit, that determination, you can see it already early on the face of Nathan Aspinall.
Say it so often, when that third dart, when it's miss and then hit, it must really hurt when you stood at the back of the hockey. We just saw a great picture of Luke Humphries' face there as that dart went in. He was getting excited, he thought he was going to get a go, and it got snatched out of his hand.
It just gives you that bit of hope. You think, well, I'm going to come back, look how awkward that is.
It's the hope that kills every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every player will be able to empathise. You start to build yourself back up. Right, come on then, you've got another chance. It's an early break, and then you just see your opponent ping in double 2.
Yeah. Well, it's 1-0 Aspinall, and it's a pretty level start here. Humphries 17 to the good. He's at the hockey now on 2-2-6. Strikes his first start short of the target, but then readjusts magnificently well to take out a 1-3-4 and leave 92.
Aspinall, 2 in the treble 20. Baird finds a third, another maximum for the Asp. Humphries now on 92.
Yeah, well, is he going double-double? He is double 18 for double 18. Oh, the first one was in, the second one was a mile away. 63 then here for Aspinall. Treble 13 to leave double 12. To reset a couple of times, so he's hit the wrong treble. That's not a disaster though. 18 scored, so 45 remaining, so single 13 now is his new target. This time he gets it, almost nearly hit the treble. Double 16, missed it. Well, that was an eventful turn, and in the end he missed.
Yeah, it was all round it. Luke Humphries looking for double 18, and he's in it. One apiece, parity remains.
You are listening to Premier League Darts live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play. Visit villagehotels.com. You might be listening on talkSPORT 2. You might be watching on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Welcome along. Week 8 of the Premier League. We're with you all the way through to week 16 in Sheffield, then the playoffs the week after at the O2 Arena in London. Who will be our 4? I think we can safely say that Luke Littler's going to be there. Probably Luke Humphries will be with him, but the others we're not so sure about here. This is a good start to the leg though for Humphries against the throw down to 187. The Asp on 324.
Yeah, I'd say that was the best 180, the best throw that I've seen from Humphries tonight. Had that real rhythm, that real pace that you're used to seeing from him.
96.
Backs it up with a 96, in control of this third leg.
Back comes the Asp. It's a third max in the opening 3 legs, isn't it?
Yeah, 91, 51 found, 20, now leaves double 10, and he's gone inside, and that's 2 key chances for Humphries to break the Aspinall throw.
19 for tops for Asp. 19 hit just a millimetre inside the target. Tops moves the wire. Good marker, surely. Surely it's a good marker. No, it's not. He can't believe it didn't go in. And each player has had darts to win every leg of this match so far. Humphries for the break is looking at 2 5s. And he gets it with a second dart to near silence in Newcastle.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing a real pace, but as you say, it's one of those games, it feels very knit, very tuck. It's the chances. I think that's what makes it quite exciting. Even if the scores aren't huge, it's just the misses and how close they are in all these legs.
Yeah. 58. Only 58 for the Asp. Well, he was behind early on against Michael van Gerwen. He trailed by 4 legs to 2 in that match, but he turned it around. But you don't want to be giving Humphries too much of a start early on. Humphries 2-6-4 leads 2-1. Aspinall, nice visit, gets him down to 306.
Yeah, Humphries though has to settle for a ton. Did find the treble 20 with the first dart, so be disappointed, but is on a finish. He's on 164. Aspinall 306. 57. 114 for Aspinall, and a bullseye with the last. That is beautiful set-up play by Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, that was great work.
72.
Only 72 for Humphries, leaves him on 92. So Aspinall 142. It's to break straight back. Treble 17 tops. Yes, there's one of them. There's 2 of them. Tops for a 142 steal right in the middle. Aspinall draws a nod of approval from Humphries. That was magical from the Asp, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, scores of 164 followed by a 142 checkout. And the irony, and I didn't realise at the time, is Aspinall hit that 164 whilst Humphries was sat on 164. He showed him the way, but he couldn't do it. And now back comes Aspinall, the 4th maximum.
This is turning into a really good game of darts. Another max. It's raining maximums up in the northeast.
just gone high, as you can hear the reaction from the crowd. They've got expectation. Aspinall has to settle for a ton.
Well, that has just stopped Humphries. Aspinall's trying to gee up the crowd. He'll know they're well and truly on his side here. As I said, when Humphries won that third leg against the throw, there was absolute silence. Good visit though from the Asp. He's down to 90 after 9. But Humphries is hot on his tail.
At 140 leaves Humphrey on 133, but Aspinall looking for 90, and he's just having to reset a couple of times. Ball is found, so tops for a 3-2 lead for Nathan Aspinall. Tops is found, backs up the 142 finish with a cleanly taken 90. Ball tops.
I've got to ask you about that route. Surely he should have gone 20 ball, shouldn't he?
I would agree, especially with your opponent on a 133, or when you're on a finish, you want to play the percentages, but hey, it works. When it works, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks great, yeah. Well, he hit the ball, didn't he, in the last leg to set up the finish, so, you know, to him, he's as likely to hit as he is to hit the treble. Great work, as he said, always looks good when they go in.
Sometimes look a bit silly when they don't, but not an issue, and now there's a real sense of urgency, I think, with Nathan Aspinall. He's bouncing all around the stage.
Yeah, the result definitely outweighed the aesthetics on that occasion. 308 Aspinall, 164 Humphries. Humphries on throw in this sixth leg. Oh, this is nice again from Aspinall. Almost through the maximum visit on the treble 18 bed. He's not quite on a finish. Humphries on 164, looking to make a dent. Only 60, and a bit of a shrug of the shoulders from Humphries.
Yeah, he expected more. There were 3 well-thrown darts, but the outcome was 60, and he's still shaking his head in the back as Aspinall comes back. 2 treble 20, 62 left. If he gets to come back, Aspinall's on 52, and it's 104 here for Humphries.
Double 16 he needs after hitting treble and single 18, and again a shrug of the shoulders from Humphries. This for Aspinall for a third leg on the spin. 52 he needs. 20 hit, double 16 for a breaker throw. Absolutely clinical. There's no nod of approval this time from Humphries. It's more a look of absolute amusement.
Yeah, and there's been times throughout this Premier League when Nathan Aspinall's been accused of just being maybe a little bit too fun, a little bit too friendly. Yes, there was all the niceties at the beginning, but ever since that first leg, it's been game on from both players, and Aspinall at the moment has been the stronger of the 2 players.
Only 57 for Aspinall, but look at that, only 40 for Humphries. One of his darts fell out of the board there. It's all going wrong. He's averaging just a fraction under 100 is Humphries. Aspinall over 101. There's been a lot to like about Aspinall tonight. Really gutsy performance against Van Gerwen earlier on. Took out a couple of big finishes in that one. The 130, the highlight of them, and he's had a 142 here now. Loose first start from the Aspies in single 5, follows it up with treble and then single 20.
Just losing a little bit of his form and not quite happy with the throw, and back comes Humphries, 2 in, looking for a third. And it's just a bit of exasperation, I think, coming from Humphries, that it's just not all coming together for him.
Yeah, I think what he should take heart, he's not a million miles away, is he, Humphries? There's just a couple of darts sitting the wrong side of the wire. He's got Aspinall on the back foot here though, 259 Aspinall, Humphries on 187, but if he was on the back foot, he's coming out throwing some big haymakers. A 140 gets him down to 119.
Yeah, that was some grimace as well that you saw from Nathan Aspinall. I say that we saw.
Yeah, well, no, it's fair enough. But now a chance for 119. He's got to go 19, so that leaves a straight ton for Aspinall. Treble 20 tops. Humphries went on 54. Ooh, just above the wire. And then hits the treble. He'll be back for double 10, but only if Humphries doesn't tidy up 54. 14 for tops. Nicely done from Humphries. It's a break back, and again, Not a ripple of applause anywhere inside the Utilita Arena.
No, you can definitely tell who's the fan favourite out of this match. And Luke Humphries rescued the score in the end. The first two both in treble 5, ends up with 90 by finding the treble 20 by way of the third dart.
4-3 Aspinall leads. Almost a max, but just deflects the wrong side into the green bit. Humphries is starting to find that first dart high in the treble 20 bed. She's got the makings of a game that could well go to the final leg.
Aspinall has already been in that situation tonight, managing to get past Michael van Gerwen, 6 legs to 5. But for all the good that you're seeing from Humphries, he's then finding a treble-less score to kind of, he's not backing up the big scores with another big score enough.
Well, he hasn't, and he's in effect going to lose the darts here. The question is, how many can Aspinall pile on? Well, the answer's a straight ton to leave 1-3-2. And given how he's been going on the bull, this might not be the worst outshot for him, but Humphries is waiting. Great visit, 177 to leave double 18. This has to go for Aspinall, you feel?
Definitely. We've seen the 1-4-2, how much he'd love to add the 1-3-2. He's really building himself up onto the hockey, resetting once again. And the first dart goes awry, finds 15, so 36 hit.
Annoyingly there for Aspinall, hit the treble 19 as well. Double 18 hit, and it's a level game, and again a silence goes around. And Aspinall at 4-4 has the throw, but opens up with single 5, single 20 and single 19. That is disastrous.
Yeah, effectively given the throw over to Humphries. Humphries finds treble 19. Again, that shake of a head from Humphries. He's expecting more from himself because he knows what Nathan can come back and do.
Well, Aspinall has got the throw, but again, 85. He's just not staying straight at the moment. Advantage Humphries. And he's looking to maximise that opportunity with a 1-3-7. Takes him down to 2-6-8. Aspinall on 3-7-2. Both averaging over 100.
Yeah, but it's Humphries that has stepped it up, averaging around 105. Aspinall just maintaining that 101.5 average.
58.
Again, Humphries just throws in a loose one. 66 in front of the Aspinall throw, but Aspinall's on the hockey now. 2-7-6. Oh, again a big 5. He's hit 3 of them in this leg alone. Is that going to be his undoing? Well, 2 treble 19s might remedy that. Down to 1-5-7.
Back comes Humphries. 2 in the treble 20 bed and a cover shot over on the bullseye to leave himself top. So 170. And again, Aspinall in that position needs a big finish to stay in the match.
He does. 1-5-7. Well, this would sting, but he can't find the treble. So Humphries in the last leg hit 1-7-7 to leave double 18. He took it out first time of asking. This time it's a 170 to leave tops. Humphries to go in front. Double 10 he needs now. And he hits it. Luke Humphries reels off 3 on the spin. He's throwing for the match.
And what we can see there, Nathan Aspinall in the back of the stage, just kind of not happy. I don't think it's been particularly a dip in form from Nathan Aspinall. It's just been more that Humphries has just upped that level and that accuracy, especially when it comes to the outer ring.
Aspinall low here after Humphries hits 58, comes back with a 140. Got to win this leg against the throw, Aspinall. Luke Little awaits in the final. He's beaten Stephen Bunting and Rob Cross tonight. 135 back for Humphries. He's down to 308. 361 Aspinall, who's in the red bit again. 5-4 Humphries leads. Can Asp fill this up? He can. Perfect timing.
And how often do we say it? The fight that Nathan Aspinall has, he knows that he's got to break the Humphries throw. 140, 180, 181 after 6.
But Humphries has left a bogey, so Aspinall's got 6 darts here from 181. 45 hit with 2. Great last start. That's good news to the board from Aspinall. He'll be back for 76 to level it up.
Humphries 2 in the treble 20, tees it up very well, but it's Aspinall 76 to level it up at 5 apiece.
He'd like a treble here, wouldn't he, just to give him an extra dart. Crowd get involved again. This is the man they want to win. Again, resets. Clicks the wire, so it's 16 for Tops. Hits the single. Tops to take it to a decider.
Wow, you can hear from that reaction that their man got 76. Top spin right in the middle of the bed. We are at 5 apiece. It's another last leg decider for Nathan Aspinall tonight.
Well, he had the throw against Van Gerwen, and he threw in a great last leg to win it. Can he do the same here? 5-5, said earlier on, had the makings of a game that was going to go all the way. Asp has got the throw. It's the red and black of Aspinall, the blue and white of Luke Humphries here. Is the Aspinall success going to continue? Well, not if that's the way to go. 41 with his opening 3. Feels very light indeed.
Yeah, and you can hear from the crowd, they've got hope. Their man has stayed in. That 76 finish, but his finishing, other than one leg, has been very clinical. 142, 90, 52, and then that 76. But just all slightly unravelling in this deciding leg.
There is no big treble for Aspinall. 97 for Humphries, and he's way in front here, down to 289. Aspinall on 402. Minimum 2 trebles here. There's one of them, right in the top left-hand corner, moving along nicely. 140's not bad, it gives him a chance.
Absolutely, just keeps him in touching distance, but Humphries back in the treble 20, has to settle for a ton in the end, and that leaves him on 189. Aspinall with the chance to leave a finish.
Yeah, 2 treble visit again, and he's in the ascendancy because Humphries can't finish. Can he slide one off the barrel? He changed his sights because he wants to leave the big fish, and he doesn't hit a treble 18, so it's advantage Humphries 189.
Yeah, there was an argument for him to stay there just with that second dart, because now Humphries from 189 hit 120, 69 left. Covers well, come back, and he will have 12 remaining for the match.
Well, Humphries' layup play in the last 4 legs has been outstanding. Look at this. Humphries is waiting. Aspinall's hit 120 with 2. Oh, and then the big one. He's left 85. I don't think he's expected to come back. Humphries to win a cracker needs double 6. And double 6 he gets. Aspinall can't make it through to another final. Humphries gains an element of revenge for defeating Germany over the weekend. Humphries has made it through. It'll be Luke against Luke in the final. It'll be Luke the Nuke against Cool Hand Luke. This time, Aspinall goes to a decider and comes out on the wrong end of it. Been a decent week though for Nathan Aspinall. He'll be pretty pleased with that. For Luke Humphries, he's very pleased. He's through to another final. Yeah,
I agree, absolutely. And I think, like you say, Nathan Aspinall pushed the world #1 all the way there. Just didn't have quite enough in the end. And it's just another classic. I just wonder how many times over the years we're going to say Luke Humphries is taking on Luke Littler in a final.
Yeah, well, I think we might be saying it a few more times this year in the Premier League alone. It's all down to the final 2. Luke Littler will take on Luke Humphries after Humphries sees off Nathan Aspinall by 6 legs to 5. When it comes to the Darts Premier League, the last thing you want is an online mishap throwing you off your game. That's where NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro steps up to the hockey. Think of it as your personal referee, keeping dodgy websites, malware and phishing scams from sinking into your setup. It even blocks those pesky ads so you don't get distracted mid-leg. Go to nordvpn.com/dartsvpn and get 2 years plus, 4 months free and a birthday deal. Extras free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks to Laura for joining us here on week 8 of the Premier League. It'll be the final up next. Luke Littler takes on Luke Humphries live on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page.